Nearly a week ago, we got the bombshell report that Wonder Woman 3 would not be happening. That after the disaster that was Wonder Woman 1984, that Patty Jenkins and Gal Gadot's next project, Wonder Woman 3, was dead in the water. It wasn't happening. Along with a bunch of other reports about what was going on with Warner Brothers. Potentially a full DCU reboot with James Gunn in charge of the studio. Well, then a day or two later, we heard something else. That it wasn't necessarily James Gunn or Peter Safran or anybody at Warner Brothers that had a real problem and really wanted it to be done with, that Patty Jenkins may have been upset with some recommendations that they made, with some suggestions, with how people wanted to change the story. What that report basically said was that Patty Jenkins stormed off of Wonder Woman 3, that she quit, that rather than actually do the work and work with these people, that she was just over it, she walked away from the project. Well, Patty Jenkins is now deciding to officially come out and tell her side of the story. Patty Jenkins said she never walked away from Wonder Woman 3 and gives update on Rogue Squadron. This just broke, I would say, probably 20 minutes ago or so. Let me look at this tweet, because Patty Jenkins put a tweet out there. This happened about 20 minutes ago when I'm recording this video. Patty Jenkins, sigh. We're just going to read the entire fucking thing, all right? Sigh. I'm not one to talk about private career matters, but I will not allow inaccuracies to continue. Here are the facts. I originally left Rogue Squadron after a long productive development process when it became clear it couldn't happen soon enough, and I didn't want to delay Wonder Woman 3 anymore. Now again, in this same news cycle, people started talking about Rogue Squadron, how everything fell apart with Rogue Squadron, how the Rogue Squadron movie was a complete and total mess, and inevitably Lucasfilm and Patty Jenkins just decided to put it on ice and walk away from it because it was that chaotic. This is her giving a new update to that. When I did, Lucasfilm asked me to consider coming back to Rogue Squadron after Wonder Woman 3, which I was honored to do, so I agreed. They made a new deal with me. In fact, I'm still on it, and the project's been in active development ever since. I don't know if it will happen or not. We never do until the development process is complete, but I look forward to its potential ahead. Sounds like exactly the same state that Rian Johnson's trilogy is at. Just gonna put that out there. When there started being backlash about Wonder Woman 3 not happening, the attractive clickbait false story is that it was me that killed it or walked away starting to spread. This is simply not true. I never walked away. I was open to considering anything asked of me. It was my understanding there was nothing I could do to move anything forward at this time. DC's obviously buried in changes they're having to make, so I understand these decisions are difficult right now. I don't want what has been a beautiful journey with Wonder Woman to land on a negative note. Well, you mean Wonder Woman 1984? That's the last note that it landed on, and that certainly was negative. That was a complete disaster from a financial perspective, from an audience reception perspective. To a lot of people, it looked like that's what you get if you let Patty Jenkins do everything, if you let her write the entire story, if you let her make all the decisions, all the final decisions up to Patty Jenkins, that might be what we get. A movie like Wonder Woman 1984. Will continue. I have loved and been so honored to be the person who got to make these last two Wonder Woman films. She's an incredible character. Living in and around her values make one a better person every day. I wish her and her legacy an amazing future ahead with or without me. Now, then she goes on, she thanks Linda Carter, she thanks Gal Gadot, all of these things, and of course, thanks the fans. Thank you all for this wonderful journey. Keep up the Wonder Woman spirit. Any day that you face struggles, try asking, what would Wonder Woman do? I hope her beacon of truth, love, and justice is always there to lead the way for you as she has done for me. Now, what's the reality? What's the truth? Who knows at this point? Now, it does sound like her side of the story is very much closer to what the Hollywood Reporter initially said. Keep in mind, the Hollywood Reporter also initially said that the Henry Cavill Man of Steel sequel was on ice. Basically, they don't know what they want to do with that. They don't know what they want to use his scenes from the new Flash movie. That they're ready basically to remove every single legacy character and recast them and reboot the entire thing. They don't want to do Black Adam sequels. All of these things came out in this initial Hollywood Reporter article. So what she's saying definitely sounds closer to this. And this was the initial report. Multiple sources tell Hollywood Reporter Patty Jenkins' Wonder Woman 3 is not moving forward and is considered dead in its current iteration. Sources say Jenkins submitted her treatment and that Gunn and Safran, as well as Warner Brothers Pictures co-chairs, broke the news, telling her the project as it stood did not fit with the new but still unfolding plans. That certainly seems to be what Patty Jenkins is saying. Now, this report that Patty Jenkins was furious that she sent, there's even reports of emails being sent and copies of emails being sent to the person who broke this story about what Patty Jenkins was saying to them to try to convince them that she didn't want to listen to anybody else. So I think In all likelihood, the truth is probably somewhere in the middle. If I had to guess, that's what I would say. But with these reports spurring more people to talk about Patty Jenkins, both for Wonder Woman and for Rogue Squadron, the reports coming out of her being a real hassle, a real problem to deal with, none of that seems surprising based on what we know in public. Now, Patty Jenkins trying to counter that narrative immediately, and I would if I were her too. She had a massive hit with Wonder Woman, 15 years after her other film that she did, which was, very critically acclaimed in Monster. But since then, it's just been disaster. 1984, Rogue Squadron fell apart. Apparently that's still happening. Her Cleopatra movie, she's not doing that anymore. So what else is she doing right now? Who knows what the truth is? What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments section below. Smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell for notifications, share this video out there, and I'll talk to you later. Thanks for watching, everyone. And a huge shout out to my patrons. I appreciate you guys so much. Want to follow me on Twitter or Instagram? Check out the description below. You'll find links to my P.O. box and my Patreon as well. And I'll talk to you guys later.